It gives us sublime possibilities. And further, it gives a substance of joy and bliss which nothing earthly ever gave, and which nothing earth can take away. How are we embracing joy in each day? May the light of this candle help bring us more joy into the world. It's good to be here today together. Let's raise our voices in song together as we are willing and able. We'll stand and sing hymn number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Today, our chalice is being lit by the Barton family. In This Small Flame Dwell by Jean L. Wallstrom. In this small flame dwell, the beacon of light of lanterns guiding travelers home, the warmth of hearth fires tended through the generations, the transforming energy of furnaces, and the power and life of our sun. May these blessings, warmth and light and life-giving energy, be kindled in each of us. You may sit down. Oh, I guess they're still lighting. Hello, and welcome to this House of Hope. My name is Catherine Enyart, and I use she, her pronouns. I love this church because over the many years I have called this church my home. I have grown and changed in so many ways. And I invite you to find your place in this community and see how you can change and grow. I'd like to give a special welcome to anyone visiting us for the first time. I encourage you to stop by our table in the Welcome Center where we can give you a little goodie bag and get you signed up for our weekly email bulletin and answer any questions you may have. After the service, stick around for a few minutes, have some coffee. We'd love to get to know you. And today there's a congregational meeting right after the service, so stick around for that too. This community has events happening all throughout the week. I encourage you to go to the website at liveoakuu.org and click on What's Happening every Sunday night to fill out your schedule for the week. Something you might be interested in this week is our Fresh Food for All happening on this upcoming Friday. It happens at from 9 to 11 a.m. out in the parking lot, and we always welcome volunteers to come and help. Or you're also welcome to come and pick up some free food.
There will be some changes to today's liturgy that you're used to. So we're not doing the sung response right now. Instead, we're going to do the bronze acorn. Whoop, whoop. The Bronze Acorn is an award we give here at Live Oak for teams meriting special appreciation. Being a member of this community means sharing some of your time and talent in order to help its mission and grow our liberal faith. And much of the ministry of the church is done by teams and committees. And I would like to welcome up the mural team. Crystal Jervis, Tracy Norwood, Karen, is Karen here? Karen's there, and Catherine, and Sophie Reynolds. Oh, Sophie just walked in, it's perfect. This wonderful team of people created a team and painted our new nursery mural. Now, we had a tech difficulty, and there's an awesome picture that you're not going to see, but the real thing, it's just like a museum. You can go down the hallway to the nursery and see the actual piece of art in our nursery. It is astounding. I really would invite you to go check it out. So I had an idea. Crystal drew it on the wall, and the rest of them painted it. So please join me in celebrating and showing our appreciation for our Live Oak mural team. With the bronze. Again, let's give a round of applause. Awesome. All right. So today, as you heard, is our holiday pageant. So welcome to our pop-up pageant. We focus today on the winter solstice. We will sing and tell a story rich with symbols and meaning to celebrate the glory of nature, the promise of the return of the sun and its warmth, and the beauty of peace and friendship. And this, the darkest time of the year. So this isn't a typical Sunday morning. This will be a participatory pageant from your seats, in which we will tell the story of Little Bear and the Snow Tree. And I'm going to need a lot of help from many of you. And of course, always remember to please participate as fits your needs today. Let's begin our day, our morning, by turning to someone and greeting them for a moment. The hand of friendship. I'm going to bring us back into this space. Yay! The hand of friendship in this congregation knows no boundaries as we reach out to each other and become friends in this space. Let's continue to make a joyful noise by setting the mood for our pageant with Deck the Halls with boughs of holly. Please rise as you are willing and able.
The Longest Night, a solstice meditation by Andrea Hawkins Camper. The winter solstice is a time to look back upon our ancestors, gather our family and friends close, and rejoice in the return of the sun. It is a time of renewed hope and a time of resurrection. For just as the wheel of the year turns and the Oak King resumes his rightful place, so must we go on. On that night, the long dark reaches its zenith, and for the briefest of moments it will seem as if the Holly King's reign will be eternal. On that night of the longest dark, we light a gifted log aflame, remember the ancestors, and tell stories that bind us together as a people. Let us gather and sing songs of our childhood, sing songs of our parents and of our children, of our friends and of our families. Let us gather, huddle close, and light the log of community. Let us feast and revel, and let us always remember there is always hope for the coming year.
The winter solstice arrives this year on Sunday, December 21st, the shortest day, the longest night. The word solstice means sun standing still, a moment suspended between science and story, a threshold honored by cultures and religions across the world. It is a time when the sunlight is at its smallest measure, a quiet pause in the year. In Celtic neo-pagan tradition, it is the final day of the Holly King's reign, the moment when the darkness reaches its deepest point. With the dawn of December 22nd, the balance begins to shift. The light slowly returns and the Oak King rises in victory. In many Celtic-inspired traditions, the changing of the seasons is imagined as an eternal dance, sometimes a gentle contest, sometimes a symbolic battle between the Oak King and the Holly King. At winter solstice or Yule, the Oak King is reborn. He overcomes the Holly King and guides the world towards its lengthening days. At summer solstice, the Holly King returns and the cycle begins again. Many teachings invite us to see the Oak and Holly Kings as symbols of the sacred rhythm of light and dark through the year. At winter solstice, we honor the rebirth of the sun, the renewal of the Oak King, and the quiet promise that the light will return. Each holds its wisdom: the darkness, a time for rest, reflection, and letting go; the light, a time for hope, renewal, and the stirring of life. These figures take shape in both familiar and inspiring ways. The Holly King, wild and wintry, sometimes appears as the ancient woodland Santa, dressed in red, crowned with holly, and journeying through the snow with a team of 8 stags. Excuse me. The Oak King appears as a green and vibrant spring spirit, sometimes known as the Green Man, carrying the energy of growth, renewal, and the promise of spring. On this sacred turning of the year, we gather together to honor both the deep darkness and the returning light, knowing that each has lessons to offer and each has a place in the cycles of life. To celebrate our joy at the return of the light and in honor of the Oak King, let us rise as we are able, or in body or in spirit, and lift our voices to sing, "God rest ye merry pagan folk."
And now, as our song settles into our hearts, let us turn together toward the story. As Unitarian Universalists, we breathe in the science, the magic, the beauty, and the deep peace of the winter solstice. When so many traditions celebrate in their own ways, this season carries a shared thread of light and the yearning for peace. Let us enter our story of hope and peace.
All who have gathered here for worship today are warmly invited to step into the joy of our solstice pageant. Everyone is welcome to join the fun and to take a place among the cast. Today we will meet little bear, lynx, squirrel, blue jay, mink, raccoon, reindeer, owl, fox, and moose. Here is how we will journey together throughout the story. We will pause and we will ask who feels called to come forward and embody one of our characters. You may choose to read a short line from a note card that you will receive, or if you're not reading yet, you might want to ask one of your grown-ups to help you and be your helper. When we pause, sorry, there is feedback on this. I just went blank, didn't I? Did you like that? And we pause. So we're going to ask for helpers as we go along in this story. And if you need a helper, ask your grown-up to come. And if you don't need a helper, we'll give you the card and you're going to come up and read a line during our pageant today. And you'll head back to the table in the back where you see our reindeer, Colleen, who will give you a mask, your gift, and a card. And you'll be guided when to come up to the chancel. Always moving slowly and calmly, no running. And Keziah and Sam will help you find your place within the story. You are equally welcome to remain in your seat and participate from where you are. There will be plenty for every heart and every voice to do today. There is a shared journey. This is a shared journey taken with goodwill and a spirit of play. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing much is needed. And there are no mistakes. Some parts of the stories will come to life through the singing of carols, and I'm going to invite you to remain in your seats for the singing. Daria will play each carol through the intro before we begin, and Curtis will lead us. The words to all of our songs today will appear on the screen. And before we begin, does everybody have a paper bag? If you don't have a paper bag, raise your hand or reach. We have people in the back here that don't have bags. So if there's a bag next to you, could you pass it to people who don't have one? Thank you, Mark. Because there are spare bags sitting around, just grab one. Inside your bag, you're going to find two items. Is there a way to turn that off? No, it's not on. All right. We're figuring out the feedback problem. Okay, thank you. The teamwork, right? Now you have two items in your bag. One you're going to use during our pageant today, and one is a special item that you're going to, a wooden item that you're going to save for later in the service. It'll be used near the end. So take a moment to look inside if you haven't already, and then simply wait for your time. You'll know when it's your time to decorate. And when you do, we're going to ask that you come up this side, put your gifts at the tree, and then exit down this side. Now, we're going to need volunteers. I need a little bear. If you'd like to be a little bear, And there's lots of opportunities. If you don't get picked this time, there will be other opportunities. But I need a little bear. Do I have a volunteer for little bear? Hello, friend. You are my little bear. You can step back to the reindeer in the back. Do you see her? Right back there. And if you need a helper, you can bring a helper. I will also need a lynx. Benson, will you be my lynx? Will you head back to Colleen, please? I'm going to need a squirrel. Brooke? I need a blue jay. A blue jay. There's someone in the back. Jude, okay, we're going to stay back with Colleen for now. Stay with Colleen. Stay with Colleen. There you go. Maybe I didn't give that instruction. We're going to go back with Colleen, and we're going to stay with Colleen until we're told to come up. So we have the little bear, the lynx, the squirrel, blue jay, mink. Owen, would you like to be a character? I need a mink. I'm sorry, I lost the Emerson. Okay, you'll head back to with Colleen. All right. Now, you stay at the back, and you've been given your mask and your gift and your prop. So, while we prepare, if you have white wool in your bag, I'd like you to pull it out. And please come forward to drape on our evergreen branches with snow. And if you prefer to remain seated, you're welcome to pass your snow to someone else who will place it for you. While we're doing that, we're going to sing Winter Wonderland. And I'm going to ask that you go up the side and come around and exit. Go up on this side. Good job. And now as Little Bear walks to the front slowly, Little Bear awoke to a world made entirely of snow.
You want to try that instead?
I don't know. I'll try. I'll see. Where have all the colors gone? For he had never seen such a wintry, colorless, and Little Bear's going to just hang out by the tree. Little Bear can sit down. Yeah, you can sit down. There you go. You're just hanging out. You just woke up on a wintry morning and you've never seen snow before. And you ask the question, where has all the color gone? You had never seen such a wintry, colorless world before. But the wind offered only silence as an answer. Lynx started walking forward. Through the drifting snow, Lynx appeared. In his mouth or his hand, he carried bright orange leaves for the snow tree. And he said,
So we will, for the snow tree, so we will remember the warm glow of autumn and the burning sunset of the evening sky.
what a beautiful gift Lynx brought. To remember the warm glow of autumn and the burning sunset of the evening sky. Next came Squirrel, padding softly across the snow. She carried scarlet berries cupped tenderly in her paws and placed them at the tree. They shone like tiny drops of color against the white. And they said,
To remind us of the flowers and fruits of the forest of fields.
yes, to remind us of the flowers and the fruits of the forest and fields. Next, Blue Jay came swooping in. Yes, here comes Blue Jay swooping. Feathers held proudly. Come on up, Blue Jay. And Blue Jay said,
It's all I have to give, he said. But these feathers are as blue as the summer sky and the rolling waters of the river.
lovely, what a lovely gift. From deep within the frozen woods, Mink appears, walking towards the tree. And here comes Mink. And Mink brings his gift to the tree, and his grown-up helps say,
Nature's finest. She said, nature's finest. Brown like the rich earth resting beneath the winter snow.
and they laid their soft velvet among the gifts. Now I ask, if you have the gifts of leaves, berries, blue feathers, or velvety fur in your paper bags, you are warmly invited to come forward now and add them to our snow tree. Gifts inspired by Lynx, Squirrel, Blue Jay, and Mink. And please remember to go up the side and down the other side so that we don't step on our woodland creatures. We will be singing The Holly and the Ivy. is gaining color. Each week, we make a space to pause, to notice what is unfolding in our lives, in our hearts, and in our minds. We take a few quiet moments to let our thoughts settle, to soften our faces, to breathe in, and to slowly breathe out. Know that whatever is true for you today, sadness or loss, excitement or celebration, you are not alone. You are held tenderly in the circle of this spiritual community. Some among us pray, some meditate, some simply rest. Make this time your own as I share our joys and sorrows. From Brooke, I'm going to make members, you can say that really out loud.
Hamburger pasta.
I'm going to make hamburger pasta and Jell-O for dessert, and my friend is coming over. From George, finish my first 100-mile trail race, Brazos Bend 100, in a painful 28-hour, 55 minutes, 16 seconds. Can't wait for next year. From Colleen, I was so happy to have my brother Mike spend the night last night. He is driving across country once again. Nice. And from Wes, shout out to my wife Laura for getting us through a turbulent and stressful November. You're the best. I offer this winter blessing by Christine C. Robinson. Solstice is a time of pause. So pause, breathe, relax, rest, be at peace. Spirit of winter rest, help us to enjoy your peace in this quiet place. Remind us to pause during this season. Grant us awareness, keep our gratitude fresh each day. May the songs in our hearts be blessings and insights to us and to others. And may compassion always shine forth from the depths of our hearts. May it be so. Now everyone has a wooden snowflake in their bag. I ask that you pull it out. I want you to hold it in your hands or place it to your heart. I want you to fill it with your positive energy, with your love, with your joy. Let that wood absorb that energy from you. Now I ask that you turn and you give this gift to someone else in the sanctuary, and they in return give you theirs. And since we're doing snowflakes, let's all join in singing from our seats, Let It Snow. guys sound so good. So let's continue our story. I need volunteers for raccoon.
We could be a raccoon.
Cool, we have a raccoon. I need a reindeer. And remember, you don't have to be under a certain height to volunteer. I have a reindeer. You'll head to the back to Colleen. I need an owl. Oh, Rosie. I need a fox in the back, in the very back row. We have a fox. And I need moose.
I got a moose right here.
All right, moose, let's come on to the back. Now you're going to wait until you're called up. Awesome. And then when we're all ready, yes. So, Little Bear looked up right as Raccoon started padding through the snow. So we have a raccoon padding through the snow. Here comes the raccoon now. And they laid fresh green shoots at the foot of the tree.
Oh, we forgot our shoes.
Shoot! My offering is to remind us of the green of spring, of new life after the sleep of winter. And here come the shoots now. Reindeer stepped forward slowly, carrying purple rock piled upon his back. Come on up. And he shared some words. Do you want me to share the words or do you want to? I will? Okay. Here is color that will endure forever, purple as the mountains and the rolling clouds of thunder. Owl descended, whoo, whoo, onto a nearby branch, her wings heavy with cones. She said,
I carried all I could, so we won't forget the yellow corn that grows all summer long in the fields beyond the forest.
Fox brought icicles. Here comes our fox padding through the snow. Fox brought the icicles that shimmered silver in the frosty light like raindrops dancing in the sun. And he said, would you like me to read your line or would you? Yeah, good.
And you, Little Bear, will guard this tree all winter. Your black fur will remind us of the night's velvet darkness.
Oh, what a nice gift. If you all have gifts of green shoots, purple rocks, cones, or icicles in your bag, you are warmly invited to come forward and decorate our snow tree with these offerings. As we decorate, we'll sing, "Oh, Christmas Tree." Look at all the color coming back into the world. Thank you for singing. Little Bear and all the animals smiled as they gazed at the radiant tree. The colors are back. Then in the quiet woods, Moose appeared. A bright golden star with him. He proclaimed,
"Set this star high upon the tree. Let its light shine out to all the creatures of the forest, that they may gather to celebrate the glory of nature and the beauty of peace and friendship this Christmas time."
That's a challenging job. Sam did awesome. Let us take this in. Together, we've created a symbol of our hope for the return of light and life. Thank you to each of you for bringing color back to our snow tree, and thank you for your joyful participation. Let's share a warm round of applause for all of our woodland animals as they return to their seats.
Just as our animal friends brought gifts in gratitude for color in the long winter, we bring our gifts in gratitude for this community that nourishes and sustains us. As the animals reminded themselves of all they had to share, we remind ourselves of the goodness in our lives. Through generosity, we grow our spirits and support the ministries of this church. The ushers will now come forward and gratefully receive your gifts of gratitude and generosity.
Eyes once more on our snow tree and remember the laughter and the truth that solstice brings to us, that darkness is a natural part of life, and that light and color always return. May we remember to play, to delight, and to live our Unitarian Universalist faith with open hearts, standing with one another through the darkness and celebrating together the joys of the season. Please rise as you are able and willing for our final hymn, our closing hymn, Joy to the World, verses 1 and 2, followed by a special verse by Linnea Weatherston. Afterward, we'll remain standing for our chalice extinguishing.
As we extinguish the chalice, as soon as they're up there. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone.
I'm going to do something that we don't normally do. I'm going to ask our accompanists to come out from behind the piano. So for those who don't know, Daria is leaving us to go to New York City. She has been with us for 6 years. She went through figuring out how to do music all on video during lockdown, and then how to do music outside when we were doing that, and then how to transition inside with masks. We are so grateful for having you in our life, and we can't wait to see what happens for you next.
Hello. I don't have anything prepared, but I am forever changed for being a part of this community. And when I first applied for this job, I, in my wildest dreams, couldn't have imagined what it was gonna be. And yeah, you will be with me forever. Thank you.
Oh, laughter through tears. Oh, you may be seated. It has been a gift to be together today. Thank you to today's home team. Home stands for hospitality and membership. And the home team today provided hospitality, worship, and tech leadership. And that today is Mike on sound, live stream, Amy, and all the helpers were Wes, Hella, Tina, Jean, Mary, Rosie, Charles, Laura, Nancy, and Thomas. Thank you to all who helped with making everything possible today. And today's a little different because what we're asking for you to do, certainly feel free to greet your neighbors and take a break as needed, but please remain seated if you can for the congregational meeting, which is happening right now. As soon as we get set up for that, it is an open meeting, so if you're here visiting and you're curious, please feel free to stay. And for members, it is we're going to be voting on the budget for 2026, and we need a quorum. Voting can also be done online after the meeting. So. Oh, and children can be signed in at the nursery, too, for small children if you want to be able to concentrate. May we all know the blessings of fellowship. We didn't need this.
Can we go down on this?
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna need this, Becky?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mike. Please have a seat. We're going to go ahead and try to get started quickly.
must have used her mom voice. Whoa. Okay, have a seat. We want to go ahead and get started since we're getting into the lunch hour. Any other members who are out in the Welcome Center or the Fellowship Hall, please come on in, get seated. I'm Becky Gregory. I'm president of the Board of Trustees. Our entire board, I believe, is up here. I want to introduce them for those of you who don't know who everyone is. Crystal Jervis is our vice president, and you'll be hearing from her in just a little bit. Renee Garcia, a trustee on the board. Mark Anderson, our beloved and dutiful secretary who keeps track of everything. Colleen, Barry, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Who is a new trustee, and Tim Buckley, who was our treasurer. Lee, we are missing Lee.
She may be in the nursery.
Oh, okay, she may be in the nursery. Okay. We're going to do just a real quick review. This has been a great year at Live Oak. We've grown. We have a lot of enthusiasm going on and a lot of activities. I wanted to touch on things, there's no tree that this congregation doesn't try to put a tent under. And so we had this terrific U Bar U retreat this year, and also spring and fall campouts. Bathroom remodels got finished, and we finally have all gender and handicap accessible bathrooms. We've had many other events, pride events. We've had fundraising has worked really well this year. We had a successful service auction, Fall Fest, and just yesterday we had Selfies with Santa, which was busy and lots of fun.
And the garage sale.
Oh, and the garage sale. I blanked on the garage sale. It was traumatic. So much stuff. Anyway, we had all the usuals, the potlucks, and we started Messy Faith nights. We've had movie nights, circle suppers. I hope you got a chance to go to one if you were interested. They were a lot of fun. Intuitive collage workshops. A lot of these things that I'm mentioning, I'm really proud at Live Oak that many of these come from members. This is not all staff-directed stuff. These are ideas that members come up with and put together themselves. We've got church ladies lunch and men's group started up. Soulful Parenting continues to draw in families who are looking for fellowship and support. If you haven't been up to room 208, which is now being called Open Circle, room 208 is where the Bring Your Own Practice group had been meeting, and this has been a terrific group that's drawn a lot of people and a variety of people. The room has been completely renovated. It's beautiful, and it's given to wellness and resilience practitioners in practice. We have our new prayer ground, which gives the kids some activities during the service, and that's worked out really well. I wanted to also update you on membership. We are now at 185 members. We have gained 25 new members this year. We also culled the membership rolls. Wayne, my husband, who's head of membership, says he's bringing in new members, and I'm over there getting rid of them. But I'm just what we were trying to do this year was to update our membership rolls, which were out of date. We had people still listed as members who have moved away or for whatever reasons are no longer interested in membership at Live Oak. So membership now stands at 185. We'd love to get to 200 this year. And you know, growth is not for the sake of growth. Growth is important because it shows that we are reaching out to this community with our values, which are so needed in this world right now. And we offer support to people in those values. Let's get on to the budget, which is what pays for all of this valuing. Let me go. So we're looking at an increased budget this year. The board approved this proposal to bring to you. I wanted to thank first Tim Buckley, the treasurer, and his finance committee. They did a lot of work on this, and they provided us with a lot of helpful decisions and support and input. And the reason this matters is not just to, you know, save the board work or something like that. It's that it brings more people into this process early on. And so we have a really great finance committee with some experienced people who know what they're doing, and they took up this issue first, and we appreciate all that they did. I'm showing 2026 compared to 2025 in these areas. The budget increase, I believe, is about 6% total increase. I'll explain to you where this is mostly showing up. So looking at income only right now, the non-pledge offering, which was, I'm going to try to do this little thing. Okay. Which was we budgeted last year at 11,000. We actually brought in over 17,000. So we have increased the projected income to 20,000 there. Share the plate is down. I think this is a combination of no one carries cash anymore, and also the board made a decision and has voted to continue it next year, where we had 4 Sundays of the year in which the Share the Plate recipient was one of our own programs, and that money was funneled to those programs this year. Pledge income is important. I want to draw your attention to it. We are projecting to raise $280,000. Last year we had projected $258,640. About a week ago we had collected in the range of the $240,000, 247, 245, something like that. There are a few pledges that come in toward the end of the year that should increase that, but we're pushing to get those in because we want to get this projected amount in for this year, because we are looking at an increase, and I'll explain in a little bit why we need this increase in pledge income this year. And Crystal will talk to you in a little while about, well, there she is. She's passing out some information now, but in a minute we'll move into talking about the pledges, and Crystal will give you more information. Other income comes from building rental. We're not projecting a growth there, though one of the ideas about renovating Open Circle Room 208 is to make it available for rentals by practitioners of wellness and resiliency practices in our community. the point is not just to raise rent, it's to offer these services to the community and make Live Oak a location for those kind of services in our community. Fundraisers, we're projecting the same amount. Miscellaneous is down some. Miscellaneous is money that comes in from primarily some multi-year funds that the church has set up for mostly accounting reasons, and some of the money from those funds will be used in this budget. I'm going to get through the expenses and then we'll stop and let you ask any questions. So, the two key areas that are accounting for the increase in the budget this year are increases in money toward our ministries and our payroll. I'm going to take up ministries first. As we continue to grow, as we continue to push to share our values, make this a home for liberal religious values in our community, we also are increasing our ministries budget, and oh heck, I have my notes in. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to explain this better.
Well, I can see what Becky's getting her notes. She's done so much research to make sure that we uphold our values and what is fair to our staff in our church.
Okay. So the ministries includes community outreach, which is our justice programs, ESL, ABE, those kinds of things. Also areas like congregational life and membership. Congregational life is the library, pastoral care, hospitality, and membership. Again, these are ministries. This is part of our outreach, and we spend money to support them. It also includes all of our faith development ministry, spiritual life programs, and administration and operations.
Becky, are kids included in that? Like the kids ministry?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. All faith development.
Yep. Good question.
Campus costs, you know, this is primarily paid for, we're lucky that it is, primarily paid for by our rental income. It is up, it will be up a little bit this year. Bills go up, gas, electric, all the things that increase for us every year. Church management is cut back a tiny bit. We are projecting the same gift that we budgeted last year for UUA. And I want to go into payroll. I think as long as I've been president, I've been carrying on about this, so some of you have heard me before, but I don't think anyone would disagree that we have a phenomenal staff. Our staff was, the UUA, based on location, size of the church, other issues, projects salaries, fair salaries, for professional staff, Unitarian UU professional staff. Our staff has always been paid below the minimum, sometimes dramatically below the minimum, not $500 below the minimum, $10,000 below the minimum. I just don't think this is the kind of congregation that we want to be. And so this year, we have tried to do cost of living raises. Some years there have been no raises. This year, the board agreed we are proposing to give our professional staff raises that get them above the minimum. Not way above the minimum, but above the minimum. It's not getting them to the midpoint. It's certainly not making them among higher paid UU professionals, but it gets them above the minimum. Our staff is way above the minimum in terms of their performance. So this is really the least that we can do. This is my feeling about this. The board, in a exercise of being prudent, which we always try to be, is delaying those raises until February. We want to see the pledges that come in. As Crystal will explain, the pledges are due middle of January. She'll give you a date. I'm asking those of you who can to think seriously about increasing your pledge to the degree that you can to support paying our staff a fair wage. Some of you already know this. We do not provide health insurance for our staff. We do not provide a lot of extras that the business world provides for their staffs. So these salaries are really important. A more practical thing to think about also is that at any point that we lose a staff member, we are going to have trouble replacing them because we do not have salaries at the level that UUA thinks are the mid-range for UU professionals. So this is the raises added, I think, about 17,000. Is that correct? Okay, thanks. Added about 17,000 to our payroll cost. So we're at about 290 there for payroll. Sorry. Okay. I can go back to either of these slides. And if you have questions or comments, we need to use the microphone because people who are listening online can't hear you unless you use a microphone. I'm told that you unmute it down there, right there. Are there any questions, comments, thoughts? We have a question. Yeah.
I had a question about the rentals.
Yes.
I noticed that rentals are projected to stay 100,000 like they were last year. Is there a reason why we're not asking more of our rental people?
Okay. Yeah. The reason we're being very prudent, again, on expecting rental income to go up is, and by the way, there were some raises during last year in rental rates for some renters. This is mostly a reflection of the STEM school, and which has lost students and reduced the number of rooms that they are renting from us. That particular school administrator was, I guess, still counting on the voucher program, oddly enough, or ironically enough, to boost her enrollment. But we were just worried about projecting that up. We'll be really happy if it goes up. We're also starting this rental on 208. It's off to a modest start. It might help, but renting that room for an hour, doesn't make dramatic difference in terms of rental income. But good question. There was someone over here, yeah.
I just had a comment about like pledge checks. If you're like me and you autopilot it during the year, you have your bank send it, please, please, please double check your giving statement. I had 3 checks that were issued from my bank that never made it here. Just go look, because it was a lot of money for me to have to like go back and figure out where is it coming from. And some of them were actually stolen instead of just not cashed. So just FYI.
Yeah, thank you. We also have a couple here that pledges that one of their, decent sized checks was cashed, but it was fraudulent. So these checks are somehow getting stolen. Crystal will probably talk about this, but we are seriously urging people to try to avoid that bank pay thing. It's really becoming problematic. They do just create a paper check and send it in the mail to us, and we've had a lot of chaos with that this year. People look at their statement, and as she said, it will show you that a check was written on your account, but that check never, in some cases, never got to us. So thank you. Another question?
Yeah, with health insurance being like a big issue, like in our country right now, is there a goal at some point, once we have enough pledges, to provide health insurance to them?
To be real honest, we are so far from even getting salaries to the minimum that it's not really been under discussion. So that will be lovely when we get to the point that we can offer those kind of benefits. But at this point, we've not discussed it, to be honest.
Just one comment on giving. The stock market has gone up incredibly. And, if you invested, say, $1,000, now it's worth 3 or 4, you can contribute that stock. Well, 2 things you can do. You could sell the stock and have a capital gain, which is going to hurt you, or you can give the stock, get the full value, $3,000, based on $1,000 you've given. But if you do so, please let us know, because we need to be looking to sell it off.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, John. John is a real guru about these kinds of things. If you have any questions, I'm sure he'd be happy to explain it a little better. But this is one thing Crystal will talk about this, but we know the cost of living is brutal, and the housing situation in terms of this community is brutal. These things do factor in when the UUA looks at communities and what a salary is, a livable salary is. But some of us are, if we're old enough to have investments, then we've been doing quite well. I'm knocking on wood here. So we're asking those who can. Not everyone can. It's hard. We realize that. But we're asking for those who can. And, even a small percentage from everyone, no matter what you give, 2, 3, 4, 5% increase may not represent a huge dent to your budget. So we're just asking people to examine that. We will look in January, see where we are. I am hopeful that this is a congregation who wants to pay our staff a fair wage. So, any other questions or comments? Confusion about the budget? Anything? Okay. Thanks so much. I'm going to turn it over to Crystal, who will. This is what we're going to be asking you to vote on, just real quick. You'll see that projecting the increase in pledges as income, making that happen will leave us with a surplus of $678, which we will not spend frivolously. Okay, there you are.
Okay, now to the annual renewal of our pledges. This year we are calling it growing our generous community. So what we're asking is for you just to recommit. So in the past, Live Oak has just rolled over your pledge from year to year, but life changes, things change. It's good to just start fresh. Get your new planner, get your new pledge, right? So we did break down per the budget this year what the cost is per member. So this just helps give you a ballpark of kind of how much we're spending per week, per member. This is also on the sheet that I gave you. Oh, dang it. I got it finally. Yeah, it's weird that it's not over there. So we are asking for you to put in your pledges, and I thought it would be helpful for you to see kind of what the total pledges looks like and kind of what the average pledge looks like. So we pulled together all the pledges from this year, from 2025, and this is where we were. You can see the total paid isn't all the way up to the amount pledged, and I know people are still getting things in, and we pulled this at our last stewardship meeting. So this number has probably gone up. But the average pledge is about $2,100, and that's per household, I believe. Yeah. Per member. This QR code is just to give you the pledge form. So it's also on the paper that you have, and I have printed pledge forms if you'd just like to write it and be done with it today as well. And I did put on here as well that pledging is not about matching the average. There will be people that can pledge above that, and there will be people that pledge below that. We're not asking you to try to match yourself to someone else in the congregation. We're asking you to do what you're able to do as a member here in this community. We don't want to stretch you further in this economy, but we also want to make sure that we're following through on our mission and the things that are promised. Jesse has a question, but we need a mic.
Check, check. Okay.
We can hear you.
Do you have a feel for what the median pledge is?
No. I had pulled all the numbers, but I couldn't tell you unless I put it on the slide, because we have had a lot of things going on in this church this weekend. So I don't even want to try to give you a number, because I could give you what the bids were yesterday at Selfies with Santa instead. I can follow up with some of that information in the newsletter, just with the QR code and the link to make your pledges.
Crystal, just remind us, please, what is the the estimated total pledge for 2026? We're hoping for 280, and we're at 266 this year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to explain, these are some confusing numbers.
Yeah.
We budgeted 258 something last year. The reason we show 266 is that as new members join during the year,
it's like prorated.
It's prorated. So this is reflecting additional pledges that came in after we did the 2025 budget.
Mm-hmm.
But, so we would hope to get in 266, but Crystal's shown you the amount that's in at this point. We're hoping some more comes in before the end of the year.
So I thought it would be helpful just to walk through how to make your pledge. The website, I know that people can get lost on it. Don't worry, Jeff and I are working on that. But you would go to the Live Oak website. You would click on the donate, which there's two ways to get to the donate, but that is the easiest at the very top of the page. Underneath, make a donation, you just keep scrolling. I have made a fancy little button that says financial commitment form. And from there, it takes you into Breeze. And this is what we were talking about earlier with people that might, be used to doing the check that gets mailed directly out of your account. maybe look to doing your monthly contribution via the Breeze monthly payment option. That's something that you can do. And Diane is wonderful. She can help you set up things to come straight out of your account if that's easier for you. We want to make it as easy as possible. And we also want to avoid things getting lost in the mail or different things that can happen. So if there's questions about how you want to make your pledge or anything like that, Becky or I can help you, as well as Diane is great to help us with our pledges as well. Are there any other questions about pledging? Yes, Mary has a question.
Am I on? Okay. Is there a way with the required minimum distribution that you can have it sent without it being a check? Because we had a similar problem. They had to resend a check. Does anybody know?
Well, John can chime in here too, but usually the required minimum distribution and how it's sent is determined by your investment company, as is my experience.
Yeah, the answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah.
What you do is go to the plan sponsor, whoever does the distribution, and designate exactly where it's going, not through you, but directly to the nonprofit.
What she's asking.
This was a Ameriprise. Their method was sending that as a check.
They did. Yeah, in my case, they sent the checks to me and I had to turn it over. I think that's up to the companies as to how.
There's not another way to do it where it goes, electronically as opposed to
They
a
should
check.
still have that option. It just it depends on the company. It's something you'd have to look into and ask. A lot of them, they can do it electronically, but check is just going to be the default. So if that's something that you would inquire about, I would just ask them directly, because it kind of varies. Even,
I'd like to say something here. I weekly see many checks come through the mail and come into and be deposited. And we have had a few situations where we've had problems, but I do the same, Mary. My account, Sue's IRA account requires that a check be placed in the mail, and it did get here. I mean, we are receiving checks. The problem we're having is some of the direct pay bank checks have been lost in the mail, but we're going to be on top of that, and we're going to trace that. And if you would let us know by checking how you can check on the Breeze account when you make a payment, you'll quickly know if there's a problem, and we will quickly respond, I can assure you.
And there's a monthly statement too.
Yes.
And there's a monthly statement, yes.
So me and Quinn did the math in that back room over there. So the request for the increase in the budget is $10 a person per month. So I wanted to just share that. It's about 20 grand, right? A 20 grand increase, 185 members, pretty easy math. Double check me on your calculators. I think that's about $10 a month to bring our amazing staff to the minimum. Maybe we could do $20 a month. I don't know. I just want to throw it out there as far as like the kind of nitty-gritty ask.
Mm-hmm. That's great. She's so smart. And up on the screen, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Jeff.
One of the questions I have is, we do get the monthly statement, but we don't seem to get a year-end statement that says, over the year you've pledged this much. And I mean, it's kind of easy for me because it's the same amount every month, but for people who it's varied, it might be helpful.
Barbara. We do get one.
So there's no way to format change the format for the end of year thing, but I generally send the December statement 5th or 6th of January, and that one is a full year statement that you can use to the IRS.
And we did want to be timely since we're going from thing to thing to thing today, just with all the celebrations and everything going on here. And I know our little people are probably getting hungry for lunch. So I did want to go to the next slide, which is our voting slide. This is exactly the same as last year. So you just literally can put your phone up to it, get the QR code. It's also just liveoak.org/voting. I made it a quick and easy address as well. I do have paper forms if you'd rather just fill out a paper form. And you'd have to do an entry for each proxy vote as well if you're voting or putting in for someone else. Oh. I think that concludes, right? And that would conclude our meeting today. Voting is up until December 21st, so please share the link if you know somebody that isn't here that would still like to submit for the budget. All the details are in the newsletter. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes out in email, not just from us, but from everybody. But if you have questions, I would reflect back to that newsletter.
If you need a paper ballot, raise your hand, we'll bring you one. Okay. You have them up here? Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you being here. Big thanks to Jeff and Wayne Gregory for the pancake breakfast with eggs. I didn't have a lot of faith you guys were climbing out of bed early today, but I was wrong. Great. Glad you were here. Thank you.